A new country just dropped in Geoguessr. Let's go. How do you pronounce this country? Is it Qatar? Is it Qatar? I've heard it said both ways, but this is where the World Cup is right now if we're talking about FIFA. And coincidentally enough, it also just dropped in Geoguessr, the newest country to be added. It's so exciting when this happens. As you can see, a lot of this is actually unofficial coverage, but there's a lot of coverage in and around Doha, also up here in Al Khor. These roads are unofficial coverage, so you don't really have to click on here. As you can see, it was created by Mahmoud, so don't worry about these streets here. Just basically in these areas around Doha, which is a fairly big area actually, deceivingly big, and up here in Al Khor, which is very cool. Should we stop in and take a look? It's actually not in the city, it's just outside of it. It looks like, and it's not very. Yeah, this is official Google car. This is the car we're going to be getting here in Qatar. I'm going to say both in this video. Let me know which one's correct, please, in the comments. But this is the car you get. For some reason, this has been the car that Google's using in a lot of the countries recently. It happened a lot in the African countries as well, where you get this pickup truck, which is honestly kind of a bummer because it's very easy to identify which country it is based on the Google car if you're using the meta. But as of right now, it's not everywhere in Qatar, but it is. It is in the game now, and let's get right into the game. So we have a map here, all official Qatar coverage. We're gonna play it. We're not gonna try to get a perfect score, but we're gonna take a look at what's going on here, and it looks like they drive on the right, from what I can tell. It looks like they do drive on the right. Qatar has some crazy infrastructure, some buildings, which we potentially should be able to see in some of the other rounds. Can't really see in this round though. But yeah, it looks like it might be easy to pinpoint exactly where you are depending on a couple of things, depending on if you know the city, and if you know where these stadiums and stuff are, because they do have signs in both Arabic and English, it looks like, which is beautiful for us English-speaking people here. And if I'm assuming you're watching this video, you speak English. Can we pinpoint exactly where this is? Probably not. We do have like the 3, it looks like. I don't know if that's going to be on the map. We have the 5 here, so I guess they are labeled. I guess it is possible to find these locations. It might take a little bit of studying. But let's find out where we are. Not a bad guess, I suppose. But I don't think that they do have downtown Doha in the game currently. It's just kind of the surrounding areas for some reason. I do expect them to fill in Qatar very slowly as time goes on. Or, you know, it could happen instantly. But as you can see, there's a lot of signs all over the place. And you're probably going to be on this highway. I've noticed that from other YouTubers that I've been watching, they do end up going on a lot of highways, or at least major roads like this. This isn't a highway, I suppose, but it's a major road. And, you know, you do also get sort of suburbs like this, I suppose, when you're out in the desert a little bit. So interestingly enough, the Qatar license plate does have red on the left, similar to Albania and Kyrgyzstan. So there's another red license plate country. Beautifully enough, you can see a little bit. It's not as like visible a lot of the times. It's very small, but you can see, as you can see, they do have them. And where do you think this one's gonna be? I'm gonna say somewhere over here. Not too bad, not too bad. So you can potentially get pretty decent scores pretty fast if you kind of memorize it, because there's not that much coverage at this time. There's really not, and you know, I'm not exactly sure. Kind of like, as you can see, there was an Al Khor round right there. So we are way up here, not in Doha. So as you can see, there's no major skyscrapers around Al Khor. This is straight up just the Al Khor road. Very interesting, very interesting. Let's get into the next round here. And as you can see, a lot of this does look very similar. A lot of this does look very similar. Where is this one going to be? That's a good question. I'm going to say somewhere maybe up here. And it was near Al Khor again. So you might get a lot of stuff in this region in the stadium, and not the best score, but obviously we didn't try too hard. Don't give me too much flack for that. All right, we're playing again here, and the official Qatar coverage actually might be a bit more difficult than I thought, because yes, there are lots of signs, but it all kind of looks the same. You have what appears to be white and yellow road lines here, and you know, the car is the same throughout as well so far. Maybe they'll use different cars for other Qatar coverage. And you know, it'd be interesting to get you know, roads like down here, up here on this on the northern part of Qatar as well, especially here on this coast. It'd be kind of interesting to see kind of this peninsula over here. But right now, really everything is just going to be in this region, and as you can see, we're getting a lot of stuff over here near this stadium. So definitely don't overlook this stadium. And if you don't see any big buildings like that, that is unbelievable. Like what are we looking at there? If you don't see any big buildings, it might be a good idea to go Al Khor. It might be the move, because it is a substantial point differential. I mean, it may not seem like that much, but it kind of, I mean, you could lose like probably like 400, 600 points if you're playing a world map or something. So it is useful to kind of know Qatar a little bit. I just recommend playing the game. Click on the map. I'll put it in the description here if you want to take a look yourself. And let's just explore the world together. All right, so just that game alone, we have 3 rounds all right here. Look how close these are. I mean, as I said, there's not much coverage going on here. And I mean, Al Khor seems to be where a lot of these, I mean, it's not in the city, it's just outside, right by the stadium. The Al Bat Stadium is definitely a hot spot here in Qatar for some reason. And then of course you get a couple of rounds, you know, here. Let's take a look at the coverage once again. So I think a pretty useful map here is this big green area is pretty common. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on within this green area. If we drop in here, hopefully it is the official coverage, and it is. And as you can see, this is kind of what you're going to see. A lot of signs, a lot of niceness, rich wealth going on here. And around this green area is a lot of Google Street View. But as you can see, the second you kind of get, there's like nothing really on local roads, as you can see, in like these neighborhoods, there's really not much. It's only coverage mainly on the highways here, which could be a good indicator if you're struggling to figure out what country you're in. If you're in kind of like a rural area, it's probably not going to be Qatar at this time. You know, hopefully eventually they will add all of these roads here, but as you can see, there's not a lot of roads here, to be honest with you. And then of course, there's also coverage up here. Let's take a look. Hopefully it is. And this one is not the official coverage, but there is coverage up here in this region as well, a good amount in the northern parts, kind of up here. And then, of course, up here by the Al Bat Stadium. Those seems to be the 3 hot spots that I've run into when I've been playing my games here today. And also looking at other people's scores, there seems to be 3 kind of hot spots on this western side of Doha, or northern side of Doha, and up here in Al Khor. And there's a couple other places throughout the town. They don't seem to be as common, though. So this person right here currently has the 3rd best time. It took him 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And as you can see, 4 of the rounds were near this Al Bat Stadium. Only 1 was in Doha. So there's really not much diversity here. And it was near this big green part that I just showed you guys. So really, I mean, it's going to be pretty easy to pinpoint exactly where you are if you kind of play a little bit. So as I say, just practice. Play a couple games. That's all I wanted to do. Quick video today just to kind of showcase the new country that was released into the game. It's always very exciting, as I say. What country will be released next? Will they finish and complete Qatar, and finish all the roads in the country? Let's hope so. Let's hope so. It's always more fun when there's more footage in the game. So thank you so much for watching, and stay subscribed for more updates in the future. Thank you so much, everybody. That was probably my most insane guess I've ever had in my life. There he is, there he is. He's jumping. He made it. Oh, he falls. What is he doing? Wait. Let's go! No! 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 No!